to you. It must be 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, somewhere out there on the East Coast, because it's time for another edition of Hardison's Tips. I'm your host, Brandon Hardison. Glad to be with you on this beautiful Wednesday, the 28th day of 2021. 29th day, really. Today, we want to talk about something that's in for all of you, but let's first set it up. We do what we do for all of our sales professionals and family members, whether they're in key accounts, whether they're in major accounts, whether they're just selling up and down the street, knocking on doors, in home sales, regular retail, and of course, automotive sales. So you're trying to get dressed, trying to end the month strong. So let's get to today's insight. The tip for the day is going out to managers. Remember a few videos ago, I told you I received a couple of emails from managers saying you don't have anything for us. So let's give them something on this Wednesday, the 29th. Your strategic sales plan is perfect, but you need to change it now. It's been said that only constant as life is change, and that's true. Certainly, this fits into anything in sales or any business. It follows then the conditions that led you to develop the perfect sales strategy or business plan last year, last month, last week. Have you since changed? That's my question. Because change is constant, your plan is almost instantaneously less effective than it could be. Now, does this mean that you have a strategic sales plan in fertility? Well, not at all. Here's what we're looking at. A well-crafted sales and business plan is essential. The mistakes many sales managers make is that it seems that the plan is going to be permanent. Rather, sales managers should view it as a foundation for the evolutionary change necessary to keep sales strategies, processes, and the entire sales team on top of their game compared to your competition. So let's take a look at what I simply mean here. If we know we fail to plan, there was a great man, Winston Churchill, who once said, "He who fails to plan is planning to fail." More than a century earlier, another gentleman, Benjamin Franklin, said, "By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail." Modern day motivational speaker, business leader, coaches have all adopted some form, one way or another, but it's always been consistent over the decades, over the centuries. People are always talking about change because failure to update your plan is planning to fail. Perhaps the most solid reason that I can look at when we talk about this is you adjusting your sales process. If your sales process is never defined and never changed, and every opportunity over the years, it's going to get stagnant. People are going to start skipping steps because they know that you're not paying attention to it. So if you want change that rules and stays ahead, have rules in the first place. And one of the rules is the sales is going to change as far as our process. Tweak it, add one, take one out, bring another one in. Always be evolving. I call it monitor, measure, and then manage. Consider a football coach that stands on the sideline, not the casual observer, but the coach is watching the plan that he or she developed in a game situation. No, he is constantly monitoring changes, the happenings right in real time, and a key player gets injured. So the coach sends in a substitute. The opposing team changes their defense, so the coaches switch up on their schemes. You have to be prepared for that, but now that means I need to have people already on the bench who understands the process. When you do this, you're always going to be in your favor. Too many sales organizations do not change. Change is not comfortable for many, and you find that they leave. Now you're going through the cycle to replace a person with that same personality, with that same drive that fit into the rest of your sales team. Hard to do. So, my question, are you doing your one on ones? Are you managing by walking around? Remember, you hired these people. Are you nurturing them? Once again, we know for the first 30, 60, maybe 90 days, if they're going to leave the environment, they're telling you, I'm firing you. I don't like your culture. I don't like how these processes are doing. So, the longer your sales cycle, the more important it is to be nimble, make changes quickly. If you operate within a 9 to 12-month sales cycle, your changes won't be fully realized until next year. And next year, it's too late for this year. So, when establishing your strategic sales plan, make sure that it is specific and measurable. Using a detailed and comprehensive sales plan as a baseline. These conditions warrant for what we need to do moving forward. So hopefully you have a CRM system. If you don't, find one. This way, we know salespeople who are talking directly to the potential owners. They're not going to remember everything. But if it's in the CRM, as a manager, I can still follow up. I can still help. I can still try to keep this potential deal together. Now, once you've known your current market conditions, and again, this takes knowledge of gathering information. But once you know this, make sure that you have a successful sales management, market management, leadership strategy to test to see what particular processes do work for your sales team. Now, to test certain changes, to make sure that they are going to be effective, it's your job to stay on top of your team. One on ones, even if you only meet with them just for 5 minutes a day. Find out how they fit in this overall success of the new process. If you do this, I guarantee your team, your organization will be a lot better. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with another Hardison's tip for today. And as always, in parting, you go out and you make it a champion day.